Hello and welcome to Creative Cut Talks, the show that aims to promote sustainable visual arts and to bridge the gap between art creators and consumers. I'm your host, Chawa, a visual artist who has enjoyed the privilege of exhibiting in shows that boast an international audience thanks to contacts with art middlemen. As an economics graduate, when I think of visual art middlemen, the first thing that comes to mind is value chain, or what we would call the creative chain. That is how artworks go from creation to production and then distributed for consumption. Lately, in my networking expeditions, I hear talks about shifting the creative industry to a corporate-like operation to capitalize on monetizing the creative industry. But the question is, considering the theory of value chain, is this attainable without middlemen? In today's episode, we create an awareness of art dealers. A visual art middleman is often referred to as an art dealer. That is a person that buys and sells works of art. They are the intermediary between creatives and their consumers. They actively look for artists to represent by assessing their talent, drive, and marketability. They have an eye for emerging artists, and they know where to fit them in the art jungle. They capitalize on building and managing relationships with consumers whose interests match the work of the artists they represent. Consumers in this case could be private owners, corporates, collectors, art houses, etc. Thanks to their extensive knowledge of what constitutes art history, and their professional experience, art dealers can assess the market value of artworks and anticipate market trends. Prominent art dealers influence the taste of the market. Traditionally, art dealers studied art history in order to understand how and where to deal. Other vital skills included art critic skills and curatorship. Today, these are not necessarily the prerequisites, but what remains is art dealers must possess an in-depth understanding of the business side of the art world. They must have a market base, selling expertise, and must be knowledgeable about the style of art people want to buy. They must also be able to promote and brand the artists as well as create opportunities for them. More importantly, middlemen must be knowledgeable about the financial aspects of art and art sales. They must be economically conscious of the market, especially because the art world is subject to economic booms. For example, if prices are too high, investments may be devalued should there be an economic downturn, and vice versa. Many art dealers choose to focus on one particular form, style, or period. This is because it is nearly impossible to be knowledgeable in all forms. This also helps the art dealer to build a reputation and become renowned experts in a particular field, something that has proved to be more financially rewarding for both the middlemen and their artists. That said, let's now look at the holistic idea of the creative chain with an example of a sculpture to be erected in a public space. Firstly, we have creation. This is where the artist makes the work, from the thinking process to your sketches, then perhaps an armature or sample sculpture. Secondly, we go to production, where we input raw materials. For production, we consider the studio and equipment, as well as the management of the whole process. Thirdly, we get to distribution. This is where the dealer comes to play if there's any involved. Transactions and deliveries happen at this stage. Finally, a sculpture is erected for public appreciation. In most industries, there are different market players at each stage of the value chain. In visual arts, however, things can be different. We see arguments that an artist isn't meant to sell their own work, while other artists choose to sell their own work as they are unimpressed with the artist middleman contract, or they are not able to lend themselves a dealer. Despite the lack of transparency and profit margins that may be unimpressive for artists, research has shown that the business of art thrives because of middlemen. Due to their bargaining power and market presence, middlemen can secure bigger and more financially rewarding deals for the artist. To appreciate this better, let's look at a rough example. Say a dealer contracts an artist at 40-60, where the artist gets 60% of the sale price. This middleman sells an average of, say, $10,000 for the artist. This would mean that they get an average of $6,000 per month. Some artists tend to feel that the margins are unfair, but studies show that when we compare to the same artists representing themselves, we observe that first, it takes away from their studio time, meaning less creating. And then over and above that, most artists don't have the sale expertise, financial knowledge, and more importantly, market presence, which often translates to low and inconsistent sales performance. For some artists, determining how much they want to earn from their work and charging a dealer that price without worrying about the dealer's markup works for them, while for other artists, margins matter. With or without art dealers, an artist tends to sell their work. Today, this is way easier than before thanks to online platforms and social media. It is important for artists to be self-aware and to decide what works for them and their long-term plans. Dealers can help a great deal as far as exposure is concerned. And we must note, contracts are not always meant to last forever. If we're to fully monetize the industry, we must be cognizant of the fact that no one can single-handedly handle all aspects of the business. Artist collaborations are also recommended.
Creative Cut, filling the creator-consumer gap.